Once upon a time, there was a little boy called Howard who loved writing stories.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, wubba-dubba-doo. Worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world. He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer.
Thank you for listening to The Worst Writer in the World, and thanks to the British Comedy Guide for hosting The Worst Writer in the World, and thanks to our wonderful patrons on Patreon for making it possible for us to keep making The Worst Writer in the World, as well as Greta Binchleaf, and eventually the next series of the Man by Cow podcast. Ooh. But most of all, thanks to the writer of this week's plot so far, Rupert Manshake. All right, here we go.
Very good.
Annalisa, the formerly hot, now elderly woman, fell instantly in love with Will Fletcher the moment she woke up to him tonguing her back to life on her bathroom floor. And who can blame her? Will Fletcher has a lot going for him. He's homeless, unemployed, boring and miserable. So, Annalisa came up with a foolproof plan to make Will fall in love with her. 1. Sexual harassment. 2. Not taking no for an answer. 3. Asking superforced kooky questions that made her look like a complete melon. And 4. Vomiting in stuff. Fortunately, Will doesn't have a personality or any drive. So eventually, he figures that Annalisa's been around so long, she must be his girlfriend. And they have a bit of a kiss and feed some ducks. Everything, it seems, is all right. Until Annalisa makes that classic mistake that trips up so many fledgling relationships, that common blunder we've all made at some point in our romantic lives. She puts on a wedding dress and takes Will to a gig where her ex-fiancé is playing to make him jealous. Whoops. So Will buggers off. He goes home. And Annalisa doesn't come back until the next morning, still wearing her wedding dress, leading Will to conclude that she spent the night fucking her ex. Because it's either that or she spent the night in the park wearing a wedding dress, and even Annalisa's not kooky enough for that. Will asks Annalisa where she's been, and Annalisa says, "I'm sorry, Will. I couldn't resist. I had a need to put something long and stiff inside me and keep ramming it in me until my need was fulfilled." And poor old Will has no idea that Annalisa is actually talking about being hungry and eating a baguette. Annalisa can see Will is upset, so she tries to make things better by shaming him for owning a music box and calling him a girl. Then, while Will and Teddy are trying to work, she throws a party and invites a load of hair. And during the party, because it went so well the first time, Annalisa grabs a young rocker and snogs him at Will, then gets annoyed that Will didn't react properly. Fortunately, Abel the label guy loves the song that Teddy and Will wrote, and they're set to write Bony Bony Dog album. So Will doesn't need Annalisa anymore because he has got money. But wait, Annalisa tells Will that she didn't fuck her ex-boyfriend. What? She really did spend the night in a park wearing a wedding dress. Will is so happy to hear this, he kisses her good and proper, and then also kisses her on the mouth. But it's not all about Will and Annalisa. There are other characters, remember? There's Teddy, the ageing rocker. There's Harry, his agent, who Teddy might secretly be in love with. And there's Polly, Teddy's scandalously young girlfriend, who everyone in the script hates, even though she's about 100 times less annoying than Annalisa.
Yeah.
Right, Right, so you may remember we're having a party at Bob's mansion, right?
Wow.
And
Mr. Smansion to his
yeah,
friends.
absolutely. And everyone at the party is basically getting drunk and horny. All right. So let's get on with the next scene, shall we?
Yeah.
Next scene, interior, music room. Teddy and Harry are here. Harry says, "You had your chance with me, but I wasn't enough for you, if I recall." I was Anne Fool then. I was Anne Fool then. I think it's probably meant to say I was a fool then, right? I'm a one-woman man now. You have one woman.
Yeah.
Well, one girl.
Yeah.
I made a mistake. A big one. You know we're right together, Harry. Fucking hell, this has taken a
Jesus
turn.
Christ. What's going
I'll
on?
ditch my girlfriend.
Yeah.
For you, Harry. This isn't fair, Ted. She's got a point there. She walks out, he pursues her. So their relationship... Polly watches him go, a little upset. That conversation was happening right next to Polly.
Yeah.
And she's going, Teddy.
She's still on the piano looking sexy.
Yeah, listen, she's like right next to them, not even far away. Okay, so you may remember that Annalisa told Will that she actually didn't fuck her ex. Like, she absolutely made it seem like she did, but she didn't do it. And so now, Will likes her again. Next scene, interior, William's bedroom. Annalisa and William fall into his room
Oh, shit.
and drop onto the bed, kissing. Doesn't say if they're kissing the bed or each other. Right? I'm going to assume it's each other. I feel the implication is that this is a passionate scene, not that they both jumped into Will's bedroom and started snog in his bed.
I don't think you could read it like that, could you?
No, I'm trying to be humorous.
Yeah.
I was having a go at humour there. I was
Yeah.
having a little try at being humorous there, Howard, and you pulled me up on it. You were like, no, hang on, that's not accurate. I don't think there's any implication in that sentence that they're kissing his bed. I think you're wrong about that, said Howard, no butting me. William looks down on her. I would do better than you.
I mean, that you could definitely read that like that.
No, I could do much better than you.
I mean, and he's kind of right, isn't he? I mean,
No, he's terrible
I
as
know
well.
she's rich and everything, but I mean, he's kind of right to look down on her, right? Isn't he? Oh yeah, he's terrible.
They're both terrible. They deserve each other. Much
That's
like
nice then.
Much like Will and Eve in Forget Me Not, they deserve each other. You know, we've talked about this before. I think I maybe accuse you of this. That sometimes when you write scripts or whatever, you don't want to
Do
be
it very
writing them.
well?
No, that's not what I'm getting at. You don't want to be doing it. Right?
You don't want to be doing it.
Sometimes I really get the feeling like you would rather not be writing this,
Oh.
and you're doing it like with you said with Forget Me Not. It was like it was a job, right? It was like someone wanted a romance movie, and this is the same deal, right? You're writing a
It's the same people.
yeah, so it's not like a labour of love for you. It's not a thing.
maybe
I've got this story to tell. I want to tell it. It's like
Oh,
someone
yeah.
said, write a romance,
Oh, and I
and you're doing it.
was doing it resentfully
Yeah.
throughout the whole entire process. So there
And-
might be some snarky
Oh no, it's not even
stage
that.
directions.
It's
or-
not that. It's because of that. Like you're not, you don't know the form necessarily, but you can see your minimal research, and you've gone, okay, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I better do that, and then you do it in a really rushed and lazy way
Yeah,
because you
sure.
can't be bothered to make it good because you think this is stupid. Not the script. I mean, the whole kind of like the idea of writing a. You're sitting there going, God, romance is fucking stupid, and I hate this, and I hate every. While you're writing it, I'm not saying because you do like some romance, but while you're writing it, you're just annoyed. And so what happens next is they've just had their lovely conversation outside where it's all like, oh no, we're in love now. Right? They've kissed good and proper. They've gone straight to the bedroom.
Wow.
They fall into his room, drop onto his bed kissing. William looks down on her and smiles, a proper smile. William says, Lucy. Right?
Oh.
Getting her name wrong.
Oh shit!
Just goes, Lucy. But not even particularly in a moment of passion. He like they stop kissing, he looks at her and probably for a couple of seconds first just to check her face out, and then goes, Lucy. And she, what? Oh, I was just thinking about my dead wife, actually.
Yeah.
It just came out of nowhere. That was really... But the thing is, because like when that happens in movies, it is dumb, because I'm not convinced anyone ever does that. So that's what this scene is. William says, Lucy, or he probably says it in a sexy way, says, Lucy, right? And then Annalisa says, who, right? And William says, what? So that's what's going. Lucy, who? What? You just called me Lucy.
I didn't.
No, I was saying Lucy, your bra off, please.
Yeah. Anna Lucy, that's your name.
Yeah.
Just giving you a cool nickname.
Giving you a cool
We haven't got nicknames yet, so I'm calling you Lucy.
Annalisa is 4 fucking syllables. Mine's Will.
Yeah.
Right, come on. So I'm abbreviating it to Lucy. That's not part of my name, though. Close enough. Come on, close enough. It's easier for me because that was my ex-wife's name. If I accidentally call you by my ex-wife's name, you're not going to know.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to call you Lucy from now on, Anna Lucy, all right. Okay, that sounds fair. He stands and places a hand over his mouth.
Oh, wow. It'd be better if you said a man's name, though, wouldn't it? Bill. Nothing.
Jonathan.
Yeah, really
What?
long name. It's a long name. Mr.
Mr. Jonathan Franklin. BSc.
Yeah, but think if he had done that, she'd just think he was a bit weird. She wouldn't think he'd mistaken him. Because this
No.
is the problem with this. There's no suggestion that he's getting a name wrong.
No. Or thinking of anyone else. Yeah. No. It's always bugged me in movies. That is so unconvincing when people get their name wrong, and it's always that moment of passion. Such a pointless trope, just to create some conflict out of nowhere.
I've done it in real life, though.
Have you really? Because
Yeah.
I've been convinced that no one's ever done that ever.
Yeah. No, I think probably quite a lot of people have done that.
The
But
thing is,
I mean, not even if you do it with a romantic partner, but people do that. I mean, even in like primary school, people call their teachers mum when they don't mean to.
yeah.
So it's not like you're just equating something, and you just go for it. Unfortunately, you know.
sometimes it's a habit. Like if you.
It doesn't mean that you like that person more. If you
Yeah.
have if you love someone so hard and and then you're loving that person in front of you that hard at the same time, you just say the word that.
Well, sometimes it can
connects
be
with that.
habit. If you spend a lot of time with one person,
Yeah.
like with calling your teacher mum, it's because kids have spent a lot of time with their mum and they say that over and over again. It's not that they mistake their teacher for mum. It's just they're talking to an adult, and usually when they talk to an adult, they say mum.
The name of my dog. I just really love my dog, and I love you right now.
The dog's called Mum. That's
That's
what
explaining to the rest of the class. I don't think she's my mum.
Mum, that's my dog's
The
name.
dog's name's Mum.
It's not actually that much less strange that you call the teacher with your dog's name, and also your dog's name's Mum. Actually, that's 2 weird things. To say
Yeah.
no. Tell me about it. So, have you done it in a moment of passion? Is that what you're saying, or just regular in life? Because I think everyone's done it in life, but it's just that moment of passion
I
thing.
don't think it was passionate. It wasn't a sexy moment. No, it was just a wrong name.
The thing is, I mean, I don't actually use people's names that often. Anyway, like how often do we really say each other's names, especially when we're not performing and therefore have to for one reason or another? But like
I've
when we're
no idea what your name is.
when we're having a conversation, like over lunch, we're not using each other's names.
I want to say Mr. Microphone.
And like when we're fucking, we don't start saying each other's names, right?
No.
And that's the thing. When
Because you've got that ball gag in. And
Yeah, exactly.
I've got that ball gag in. And,
yeah, we're both hanging upside down.
yeah.
We've got enough to think about.
Mr.
Getting
Flux
names
whipping
right.
us.
Yeah. So Will said Lucy. Annalisa said, "You just got to be Lucy." He stands and places a hand over his mouth, but Annalisa says, "It's okay. It's not a big deal." So she's understanding. That's nice.
So
That's
I've
cool.
subverted the trope.
But wait for it, because then she says, "Is it?" So she's worried, but she's not annoyed, which is subverting it a little bit, because they're like in shit movies, the woman's always annoyed, and it's always the man who does
She's
it.
not
right?
really in a position to be annoyed. I mean, to be fair, I
No
mean,
one else is going to sleep with her.
she's done some terrible things. So. Come,
really-
let me
she
go.
really
Let
has.
me go and flirt in front of my ex.
Anyway, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Is it? I'm sorry. I can't. I don't want to talk about it. Annalisa says, "Who is she? Can we just forget about it, please?" "I don't know." She stands. "I need a drink." She leaves the room. Will looks at the music box. So Will just got Annalisa's name wrong in a moment of passion, and then kind of threw her out of his bedroom.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that was weird.
It's not weird because, like, you know, he thought she was Jonathan or whatever. It turned out she was. He was like, "Hey, you're not. Oh,
What are you
Jonathan.
doing in my bedroom?
Get out."
Snogging me. All right, let's see what happens next.
Yes, let's.
Interior stairs. Bob's mansion.
Oh,
Party.
please call me Mr. Smansion. Bob was my father's name.
My friends call me Mr. Smansion, sir.
King's Mansion. You call me King's Mansion.
Yeah. Do you get down on your knees when you're doing that? You're my friend. The party is still in full swing. Annalisa bumps into Teddy on the stairs. And Annalisa says, Teddy, question. You have to answer honestly. Okay. Has Will ever mentioned another girl to you? Oh, I don't know, Annie, love. You don't know? I shouldn't say. Fucking hell, Teddy. Please, be honest. Okay, yeah, he's fucking loads of women. I saw him with 10 yesterday. And a dog. Yeah. I gave him a dog. I thought, you can't have an orgy without a dog involved. I gave him a bone as well. Let's just give that to that dog. I'm going to write a song about that. Teddy says, I shouldn't say. Please be honest. Really, I don't know. And Annalisa says, well, that's a yes if ever I heard one. William finds them. Found you. All right, you're it. I'm hiding now. William has not read the situation accurately and thinks they're playing hide and seek.
Yeah, amazing. Beth Barthel next.
It's got a potty, isn't it? Got to go light the candles on my cake next. Blow them out, make a wish. Brilliant. No, William finds them. Not in a game of hide and seek, just finds them. Annie, I'm sorry, I can explain.
You should have said Lucy. So I'm sorry, I can't explain. You just carry on with it.
Yeah.
It's my Will's disease.
Yeah, I always call everyone Lucy.
It's the name of my dog.
It's the name of my mum dog. It's the name of my mum dog. It's been a problem for me my whole life since I first went to primary school and called my teacher mum dog. She was very upset. No, I'm sorry, Lucy. I can't explain. He says.
Yeah, good.
Forget it, Will. We were drunk. We got a little amorous, nothing more. Blame it on the drink catchphrase.
Yeah, God, she's so annoying.
She runs off.
Yeah, let her go.
She runs off.
Let her go.
William and Teddy are alone together.
Ooh.
Teddy says, pub. That was his real plan. He wasn't trying to fuck Annalisa. He's like, oh, fancy the pub. What can I do? Oh, here comes Annalisa. Hey, Annalisa, do you know Will's fucking someone else? All right, Will, pub. Exterior, Muswell Hill.
Hooray!
Teddy and Williams.
Howard is there.
Drunk, staggering home.
Yelling.
A family of squirrels who are in his way.
Because I say I live there, but I mean, like, I don't
He's just a tramp.
in a property. I'm on a bench there, and they keep moving me, but I keep coming back.
Keep going back.
You got 10p, please. I just need to get a house. 10p.
Yeah, well, I mean, if enough people give me 10p, I'll get it, won't I? I don't want to ask one person for £200,000.
Yeah.
So, Howard, do you remember Harry? No. Harry was a woman.
What?
Okay. Harry was a woman. She's like Teddy's manager, I think we decided. She's
war
there.
manager, then, if she's a woman, right?
She's his war manager.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I got that wrong. Yeah. And in the last episode, she got a phone call and had to go home, basically.
Right.
So let's find out what's going on with her.
Okay.
Interior, Harry's house. Harry, pulling off her coat, finds her husband.
Oh, yes. Whoa.
And her coat.
Yeah.
Like she's fully dressed up. Pulling off your coat.
Yeah, she's got nothing
not
underneath.
sexy.
Whoa.
She's an old lady who's taken her coat off. Basically, someone's gran takes her coat off. That's what's just happened.
I'm doing it from the point of view of Teddy. He really likes her. Coat off.
Anyway.
Whoa. Look at that jumper. Whoa, lovely.
Harry, pulling off her coat, finds her husband in the lounge with Guy, who is trying to give him medication. Henry is fighting him. I need a voice for Henry.
Henry.
Has he not been in it before, really? Or did I...
He has, but I never said out.
Okay, so that's why he hasn't got a voice.
He's got to give him a Coval accent.
I can't do Cobra. I can't keep it.
I said out. It's my name. My name's Henry.
Right, I can do nominally.
Get he's trying to give us some paracetamol. Here,
dog eating? Why don't they have headaches in jungle? Could parrots eat headaches?
That's right. Do you like me jokes? Parrots eat
really,
headaches, don't
no.
they? All right, I'm going to fucking shoot you.
Oh, please don't. Too late. Bang, bang, bang.
All right. Henry is fighting Guy, who is trying to give him medication.
How's he been?
Oh, yeah, great, yeah. Are they fighting with swords? I mean, what? She enters in and they're dueling.
Yeah.
Is everything going okay here, boys?
Oh, no, not really, mate. No, Guy says, awkward. He won't stay still for his injection.
All right.
What are you injecting him with?
Meat.
I don't remember.
I'm giving him a meat injection.
I don't recall him needing injections.
I've dressed him up in this dog outfit and I'm trying to give him a meat injection.
Have you been talking to Teddy?
He's my best friend. I listen to all his albums.
I love his albums.
All 20 albums.
Do you know what my favourite song by him is? You'll never guess.
I could probably
Is it
get
Bony Dog Man?
Yeah, but which one?
Track
Number
3 of
five
album
of
4.
Oh, well, that's...
yeah.
yeah, that's correct.
correct. Yeah.
All right, so that all happens. And then Harry says,
Henry, it's all right.
who's that? Says Henry.
It's your wife, Harriet.
Guy brings the needle to Henry's arm.
Aye. Oh.
No, he's not torturing him. He's a doctor or something.
So I swear you were going to say aye then.
But you said I like about 10 seconds after I said
That's
on.
because I'm drunk. And I'm slow on the tup take.
Top take. I'm slow on the top take.
I'm slow on
Oh, I'm really slow on the top take today.
Oh, look at my trousers.
There you go. That should be your catchphrase. I'm
so
drunk. I'm slow on the top take. Howard Long. We should do a meme of you, picture of you, with quotation. I'm drunk. I'm slow on the top take.
Yeah.
Howard Long with
Yeah,
date.
buy and bear. We can put it next to like I'm a big fan of
I'm
the
a big fan of the Chronicles of
Narnia.
Narnia. Yeah, we'll do that. Cool. We should start a Rivers and Howard memes album, right? Where we just basically find all the dumbest things we've ever said, particularly when we mispronounce things, and then we make them our legend. Yeah. And anytime we need a CV for anything, like if I go for a teaching job or you go for an acting job, and instead of giving them a portfolio or a CV or anything, we're like, check out the album, the Rivers and Howard album on our Facebook, and you'll see all the wisdom that we say. I'm drunk. I'm slow on the top take. Howard Long. I'm a big fan of the Chronicles of Narnia. Rufus Penzance. Right, nailed.
Nice.
All right. Guy brings the needle to Henry's arm. Doorbell.
His arm doorbell.
So,
Where's he got a doorbell on his arm?
I think I found the problem, mate. You're a house. Interior pub. A dart goes into a dartboard.
Right, okay.
William and Teddy are in an old man pub lock-in. They are playing the quiz machine. So, come on, spill the beans. I've no beans to spill. Why? Out of interest, this morning I checked out your Eurovision performance on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a performance. I thought the show could do with a little authentic rock and roll. B. Playing the quiz machine. William presses B on quiz machine. We crossfade from one computer screen to another.
Oh.
Interior, Harry's house. Close-up view of YouTube, Eurovision. William is playing stand-up. That's the song. He's not. I know this is, strictly speaking, a singing competition, the Eurovision Song Contest, but do you mind if I do my 5-minute routine? It's really good.
Well, yeah. People really enjoyed this the other night. Why aren't you enjoying it here at this music contest?
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that celebrity's put on a lot of weight, hasn't he? That celebrity must have had sex with that celebrity and given birth to this comedian that I'm now watching. That's a surprise. That celebrity's let himself go, hasn't he? Yeah, okay. That's what you're thinking, isn't it? All right. Here come my jokes. Are you ready? Joke number 1. 2 dogs, right, have a fight, right? No, they didn't have an argument about whether or not cats exist. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And dog wonders they do. Right?
Yeah.
They definitely
He's
do.
on
There's
the-
one-
he's on the do side.
There's one over there.
Yeah.
And
You're backing it up with evidence, right?
Dog number 2 says, no, they don't. That's not a cat. That is a space monkey. All right. And
Right, so they both think.
they can
both-
see the cat,
yeah,
but they interpret it differently.
Yeah.
And number 1, he gets murdered, and number 2 becomes the president of the United States of
Yeah,
America.
okay, yeah.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody. Enjoy Denmark. Bye. No. Close-up view of YouTube, Eurovision. William is playing the song, but the timing is going, and tuning starts sounding like Les Dawson. When he played the piano deliberately badly, presumably not just when he was presenting Blankety Blank.
Like that. Starts playing keys and it's going like, welcome to Blankety Blank, he goes.
Then, in a fit of rage, he upends the piano and storms off. Fucking hell. Wogan. All right, so you wrote a part of Terry Wogan in this. Well, he didn't do that at the rehearsal.
Yes!
Oh dear, he didn't do that at the rehearsal.
Fantastic. Nailed it. Do you want to play Cherry Wogan in a movie?
I want to play Cherry Wogan if I could. All right. Not so interested in Terry Wogan, but if I can play Cherry Wogan.
Well, that's just as well. Because your impersonation of Terry Wogan is fucking awful.
Poor, yeah.
But Cherry Wogan,
I'm nailing it. Yeah. Hello, my name's Cherry Wogan. Would you like to nibble me cherries?
Yeah, and we'll put just like Cherry Wogan on screen, and then you'll say, "Oh, hey, he didn't do that in rehearsal.
He didn't do that in rehearsal, but he did nibble me cherries.
In rehearsal, he smashed up a load of like piccolos."
All right. Click. Pause. Interior. Harry's house. Just a week before this, his wife and little girl were killed in a traffic accident.
Nice. Why is she watching that at that exact time? That like, what's going on? Why is she just sat at home
bit
watching?
of dramatic license, I suppose. Yeah. Who's she talking to?
Oh, the doorbell rang.
Right, so we don't know yet.
It's Annalisa, then, wasn't it?
Okay.
It could be Annalisa.
Yeah,
It'd be
okay.
weird to tell that to anyone else.
Because that's the end of that scene. It's
You did a bit of a disturbance. Come in, let me show you a video of a man upending a piano whose children died. Do you think I would have came in right
I
now?
don't think that's relevant to the
Yeah,
case.
insist, come in. No, you shouldn't have pressed my husband's arm doorbell.
Yeah. If you
didn't think I did do that either.
If you didn't want me to show you a video of a man on Eurovision upending a piano who'd recently had his children die. Okay, so I'm going to go now.
Excuse me, give me.
Well, this is a big reveal, though, right? We didn't know that. We knew that something had happened to him, but we didn't know his wife and kid died, did we?
No.
This
That's
is the moment we
the
learn
heart
this.
of his dark secret. This is his Will's disease.
Right. Interior, pub. They are sat in a booth now.
Oh.
I was driving, and the only survivor. Unsurprisingly, I didn't take it too well.
Is that what he says? Unsurprisingly.
Unsurprised. I was driving, and the only survivor. Unsurprisingly, I didn't take it too well.
Terrible that night. I murdered my wife and my kid. You might come with a bit of a shock to discover I wasn't very happy about that.
Yeah. I did feel a little bit sad afterwards for a little while.
Yeah.
That's a great line. Unsurprisingly, I didn't take it. Because it sounds like a TV presenter. It's like a voiceover. No, like a voiceover in a.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
he didn't take it too well.
And in a slightly like not a very serious documentary, but a slightly cheerful, like tongue-in-cheek kind of. Unsurprisingly, he didn't take it very well. Oh well, who would? And Teddy says, "Mate." Beautiful moment. Teddy rests an arm on his shoulder. It was a long time ago. I know, mate. So don't let it affect the present, okay? Basically, what I'm saying is shut up about your dead wife and kid.
You
Fuck's sake.
never stop ramming on about him. Literally never mentioned it till
I
now.
just told you 5 seconds ago.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sick
enough,
of it.
Enough, okay.
This is really insensitive, actually.
You've not got a dog you can talk about.
Could you get one?
I won't buy you one if
Get
you like.
one. Bone it. Tell me about that. Yeah? Yeah. Shut up about your stupid dead wife. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those lines where you just missed the mark, isn't it? Where it's meant to be a kind of, you'll get through it, you'll be all right, but he's like, shut up. Instead, by accident. Interior.
Dead wife, there's dead daughter, that blah blah blah. Come on, tell me about your dog.
I told you about them 3 seconds ago. How can you say blah 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 when all I've really said is my wife and daughter died? I was a bit sad. Jesus Christ, man, that's twice you've said it now.
Not once have you mentioned how boneable your dog is. Do you know who you're talking
I
to?
haven't got a dog. Never did have one. God, it's all about not having a dog with you, isn't it?
You had a daughter and never bought her a dog. No wonder she's dead.
No wonder she's dead. No, I crashed my car because I was drunk. Nothing to do with the owning or non-owning of a dog.
She was heartbroken. She died before. She died of a broken heart before you ran her over. ran her over. Well, whatever, you know. Car accident, you know.
Before you tied her to the train tracks and ran her over with a train.
Car accident, lack of dog. It's all the same.
Exterior, Muswell Hill. As they wander home, they pass the stopped clock. Look at that. It's not moved in months. It's never midnight in Muswell Hill, Billy boy. So, what of the future, Mr. Sharp? There should be a comma there, shouldn't there? Because he's not getting married to a man. What about the future, Mr. Sharp? What does he think about this?
Will's really drunk now. He knows that he doesn't stand a chance with Annalisa anymore. He's like, what about the future, Mr. Sharp? Pointing at himself.
Right, okay, yeah.
You know, the dog, Will. How many times? Unless you want to put on this dog outfit.
Well, I suppose you are rich, right? Yeah, okay then.
Well, here we are. We are outside this church I just pointed at. Yeah, put on the dog outfit. Let's get married.
Yeah. Okay.
Little sub-note factoid for the listeners. That is true. The clock on St James Church in Muswell was stuck at 3 minutes to midnight for about half a year. Okay. Before Jesus fixed it.
Jesus came down and fixed it with his nails.
Yeah.
He's like Doctor Who in that respect. He loves fixing things with nails. Yeah, and Jesus has always got some because they're sticking out of him.
Yeah, I mean, people got nails. Everyone's got nails sticking out of them, right?
So this line, because I read what I didn't realize I was doing it wrong, because it does say, so what of the future Mr. Sharp?
Yeah, what of the future?
And I wondered if it was meant to be Mrs. Sharp, because like if he's planning to marry Polly, but it's not. It's just missing a comment. So what of the future Mr. Sharp, isn't it? Okay, so I'll do it again properly.
He says it's never midnight in Muswell Hill, as if to suggest there's no tomorrow.
Right. So then Will says, so what of the future, Mr. Sharp? There is no future. No future? The future is a myth. The future is a fairy tale. Alright, so last time we saw Harry and Annalisa, Harry was telling Annalisa about Will's dead wife and kid and Eurovision. Okay, so now it's time to go back to interior lounge, Harry's house. Annalisa and Harry stand with Guy, who is tending to Henry. Right, it sounds like he's trimming his petals.
It does, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah. Or mowing his grass or something.
That one.
I'm just mowing your husband. I hope that's okay. He looked like he needed a good mowing, so I'm just running the mower over him. He's dead now. He is dead now. Sorry about that.
You don't need to worry anymore. All your worries are over. I murdered your husband.
You do need to worry about your carpets. They're covered in blood and flesh and skeleton. Oh, by the way, my friend's coming round. He'll be here in 5 minutes to sort out one of those problems.
So the police will never catch you. If they can't find the skeleton, they can't pin it on you.
Can't do nothing, It's gotten a lot worse recently. He forgets who I am, and he gets angry with himself and then violent. Fuck. Oh, wow. But he's still my Henry. In sickness and in health, he needs me. But you, young lady, should grab William as tightly as possible and never let go. What? Like you're some kind of crab. Or something.
Until he can't breathe.
And then he's dead.
Get all his money.
Yes, and use him as a vacuum cleaner. That's my plan. Why don't you use
put
that
all
as well?
your dust in him.
He still loves his wife. Of course he does. He always... That's a fair read. He's not stopped loving his dead wife. I can only date him once he hates her. And starts going to her grave and spitting on it.
I mean, like, does he love her? I mean, he's not in love with her, though, is he?
Well, let me explain the situation. I do love my dead corpse wife, but I'm not in love with her. You're starting to sound like a bit of a fuckboy now, to be honest with you. You know, I'm not sure I trust you. I mean, when you just had feelings for your dead wife, that was quite normal. You know, it's quite normal to still love your dead wife, but now you started saying you love her, but you're not in love with her.
Yeah,
that's weird.
It's not weird. It means that he's not sleeping with her.
No, that's not what in love means. In love is not a synonym of fucking.
Yeah, it is.
No,
It's like,
it isn't.
you can love your mum, but you're not in love with your mum, right?
Yeah.
So you can love your wife, but you're not in love with her because she's a corpse. And don't go to the graveyard and dig her up and have sex with her. Honest,
That's not what
cross
in
my
love
heart
means.
to die. And if you've seen the video evidence of it, it's fake.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, much as being in love with someone may include sex, I don't think it means the same thing. And although it is true, you shouldn't be in love with your mum. Don't get me wrong and start being in love with your mum.
No, you just said I should fuck my mum. Pretty sure. Green lighted that one.
Don't blame me.
Just gonna make a phone
Don't
call.
blame me for your incesticides.
Hey, mum, it's on. I'll see you later.
Now,
Okay.
listener, let me tell you about something that happened a little earlier when we were having a break from recording. When we had a break from recording, Howard's on some kind of weird fruit-eating kick. And today he's had a banana and an apple, which I've never seen him do before in his life.
You usually wait till you've left the room.
Anyway, we had a break and Howard got an apple out and started rubbing it against himself.
Yeah.
As people do. For some reason, people like shiny polished apples, so they rub it against
before you
themselves.
get to your brilliant, hilarious punchline.
No, I
about
wasn't.
what
I was
said.
going to. I was going
Okay.
to tell them the whole story.
Okay,
don't
do the
worry.
whole story.
The first thing he said was, "Who am I?" as he rubbed an apple on himself. He was like, "Who am I? Who am I?" And I was like,
Rufus knew who
Well,
I
I know,
was.
because you always tell me, because you're always going on about someone in Neighbours in the 90s who apparently spent a week rubbing an apple on
Apple
himself.
polishing Philip Martin.
Anyway, then Howard said, "Oh no, I've got apple all over my clothes." And then he said, "Oh, I've probably got incesticide." And he didn't notice that he'd got it wrong. He called it incesticide because in Howard's mind, there's any chance of mentioning or talking about incest is a good one. And then we laughed at him for about 5 minutes for saying incesticide.
Good.
By accident.
Yeah.
But that's what you need to stop you from fucking your mum.
Yeah.
We need to spray you with incesticide
Yeah.
to kill your incest.
Makes your incest drop off.
That's a good thing. You shouldn't have incest on. All right. So Annalisa says he still loves his wife. Of course he does. He always
But he's
will.
not in love with her. He doesn't dig her up and fuck her.
That's not what I was saying, nor was anyone else. But he may be ready to move on. And to find out, all you have to do, and Annalisa says, is ask. Almost like that's a phrase that they've said before, but they definitely haven't,
What
right?
you're going to do is ask what?
Ask him if he's ready to move on. Basically, go up to Will and say, "Hey, Will, are you ready to move on from your dead wife and fuck me instead?"
Are you in love?
Question.
Question. Are you in love? Do you love your dead wife? Are you in love with your dead wife?
What? That's really weird. No, it's perfectly simple, Will. What I want to know is, do you go to the graveyard, dig up your
it up,
wife, fuck her?
fuck her, and then rebury her?
No. Okay, then let's do it.
Okay.
Wait a minute. When you say let's do it, do you mean let's go to the graveyard and dig up my dead wife and fuck? Because I am up for that. If that's what you do.
Shit, he's
Not
still
that
in
I normally do that, but if you wanted to, then I would be up for it.
You're still in love
Okay,
with
bye.
her.
Interior, Will's bedroom, night. William asleep, fully clothed. Knock, knock.
Why is he fully clothed? Is that so I don't have to describe his penis? Naked, his penis is good. That kind of thing. Look at it.
Describe.
Oh, fuck
Yeah, good description there, Howard.
I haven't finished yet.
His penis is good.
I haven't finished
The
yet.
end.
Oh,
Description
God.
nailed.
Got hairs on it. Give it some beer, it'll have more.
Yeah, don't cut the crusts off its sandwiches. It will have more.
Yeah, it's got crusty sandwiches. His penis has crusty sandwiches.
I think it's wise.
Yeah.
Just as a rule of thumb for you.
Yeah.
Anytime you mention penis, don't use the word crusty in the, in the same sentence in any context. Just a rule of thumb.
Okay, all right.
All right, something to remember.
Soft and uncrusted.
Don't use the word crusty
Will's
in any
soft,
context.
uncrusted penis glistens in the moonlight.
It is not crusty. And it is not eating sandwiches.
Ah, yeah. There are no sandwiches near Will's penis. What are you going to eat? Yeah, you only got one choice.
Yeah.
What are you going to eat? There's no sandwich. You're going to have to eat something now, aren't you?
What are you going to put in your mouth?
Yeah.
You only had two choices, sandwiches or peanut butter, and I got rid of the sandwiches.
Yeah. But my penis is crusty if you like crust.
I'm just getting ready for bed. Do you like crust on your penis? Or should I cut the crust
I can
off?
put some cheese in it if you like. I mean, I might not need to. There might already be some. It's quite cheesy and crusty. Don't think I'm going to eat a sandwich for a while.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, wubba-dubba-doo. Worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world. He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Worst Writer in the World. If you'd like more, go to manbycow.com/free to check out all the free things you can get, and then give us money for even more if you fancy it. Bye-bye, milk.
Oh, milk.
He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer.